Guys, what's up? Darcy here at 6 Strings 9 Lives. Welcome to episode 2 of Metal Bands That I Wouldn't Have Known Of Without You. Today we are going to take a look at some technical thrasher pieces, in my opinion. Progressive, technical thrash metal from the States. And the band I'm talking about today is Toxik, a band that I was, prior to 3 or 4 years ago, I wasn't aware of them. And through watching people's videos or recommendations in the comment section on my channel, I've discovered, honestly, an endless supply of bands, and I'm sure that is the same for you guys out there too. But there is only a few that really stick, and I have a list of bands that I want to cover off on this series. Last episode, my very first episode of this series, was the German band Rage. A fantastic band in their own right. And today we're going to cover off kind of a small discography, but we're going to talk about their up-and-coming new album after 33 years of not total inactivity, but as far as releasing any new material, 33 years. So we'll talk a little bit about that. And we're going to talk about these two, like I said, technical thrasher pieces. One a little more than the other, but I'll kind of explain as I go. But if you like that sort of thrash metal with speed, great riffs from Josh Christian, the only founding member left, or he is the founding member and leader of this band, and he is the only one left in this band, so it's kind of a different lineup for the new album. I'm not actually quite sure about the new lineup, but I do know a bit about these two. I've really had them on my list for a while now, and both of these got reissued on vinyl in 2021. And if you are interested, I'll tell you a little bit about a CD reissue coming up for these two. So I'm going to show you their first album. This one was released in 1987. Fantastic album called World Circus. This is a 2021 reissue on Music on Vinyl. I got to kind of hold it a little bit sideways. It's very glossy, got quite the glare. So we got some great Ed Repka artwork on this one. Here's the back cover. There's Josh right there. I don't think he has that hair anymore, but what a great guitar player. So they were a 4-piece in this on this album when they first came out. This is a band that has only the 2 albums so far that I'll show you, but 2 different singers. And it was kind of, in my opinion, a seamless change in vocalists. Both these guys, Mike Saunders on this album, great vocalist. I'm not sure what led to replacing him or whatever, but both these guys, I guess if you were new to this band and just picked up these albums and didn't know anything about them, you might not even be able to tell that they are 2 different vocalists. They both have a higher range, higher register, but very, very good vocalists. So we have Josh, Tad on drums, Brian on bass. Songs to check out. The opening track on here, Heart Attack, awesome. Social Overload, I suggest you check that one out. Door to Hell. The title track, World Circus, just another awesome song, and this album wraps up with a song called Victims. So I'm going to just show you this vinyl. If you're into vinyl or CDs, like I said, I'm going to talk a little bit about a CD reissue that's coming out here June 17th. But these were very difficult to find. The bands that and I wouldn't say that I knew nothing back in the day, but you only see the name. But I really learned about these bands, like I said, through other people's videos or recommendations. And this is one of those bands that I am so happy to know. And a small discography, and I don't mind that. Sometimes it's tough discovering a band that has, 18 to 22 studio albums. You don't even know where to start, but you know where to start with these guys. You just get them both because they're that good. So as far as the music on vinyl, you got the lyrics insert, and then you have a nice green vinyl to match that cover. So this finally got reissued, like I said, in 2021 on Music on Vinyl. a great label. I always do talk them up quite a bit. And like I said, that matches that cover. So go out and get this one. And then we'll talk a little bit about their second album from 1989. And then after that, poof, they, not right after that, but I think they probably packed her in around 92. And then after that, I don't know when they got restarted, but here is their second album, some more Ed Rebka art. This is called Think This, the follow-up to World Circus. So this is where new vocalist Charles Sabian comes in. And like I said, seamless. The first album, World Circus, is, like I said, it's progressive thrash metal, technical, but this is where the real technical comes into the picture. This one has elements of, actually, I'll explain the songs that I feel that have some elements from some very popular technical or progressive bands too. But so there's the back cover, and they also added a guitarist, a second guitarist, John Donnelly. And I imagine doing some of this stuff live was a little hectic, and they needed to be able to have a second guitar player. And I think John also handles some keyboard work too. So I've never seen these guys live. Let me know if you ever have seen them live back in the day. That would be super cool. But some more killer artwork, tracks to check out. This is just, like I said, a technical thrashterpiece. This is probably my favorite of the two albums by a wee bit. I mean, it's tough to separate these two, but definitely check this one out. The lead-off title track, which is called Think This, a great song. Track 3, Spontaneous, just a speed fest. There's so many great solos in here from Josh. Track 4, There Stood a Fence. Very unique song. It's almost, dare I say, a little Skid Row-ish. You'll know what I mean. I don't mean it's glam metal or anything like that, but you'll know what I mean if you check out the track There Stood a Fence. Black and White, great song. Machine Dream starts. Machine Dream actually is very, it almost feels like a little bit of Rush meets Annihilator in there with the riffage. Great stuff. And I would say, was that right? No, actually, I think Machine Dream is, the intro to Machine Dream is very, you'll think it might be a start of a mid 80s Rush album, which is a good thing on here. This is, like I said, progressive. And then it wraps up with a couple great tracks called Shotgun Logic and Time After Time. This one I picked up. This one did not get reissued by Music on Vinyl. This one actually got reissued by Massacre Records. This is number 8 of 300, so very cool. The numbers really don't matter that much to me, but Massacre Records did a really good job. Definitely less glossy on the cover, which I don't mind at all. And there is the inner sleeve. So as per the cover, as the cover shows, there's a couple sitting here kind of just zombied right out watching TV. In between every one of these tracks is a little bit of either it's a little bit of white noise or a commercial from back in the day, and kind of people are just glued to that TV, and basically sums up the title of the media getting you to kind of brainwash you, really. So there is the inner, and this one I picked the blue vinyl to match the cover, and here it is, center label, same on both sides. So, and as I was talking about earlier, you can get, there is going to be a release of these two fantastic albums on one CD, or actually I think it's 2 CDs in one package through Dissident Records. They do a great job, by the way, with reissuing good metal from the 80s, late 80s, early 90s It will be released, the pre-orders are up, it will be released June 17th. And there is, what I read is there's going to be extensive interviews with Josh Christian in there. So I don't know if I really need it, but I'm tempted just to have it, and I can play it in my vehicle or whatever too. But good to finally have these ones. Great to be learning about these kind of bands that I missed out on, and that's what I'm trying to cover off on this series. Also, we should talk about their brand new album that will be released August 5th through Massacre Records. So maybe that's why the second one got reissued. Maybe they struck a deal with Massacre. Obviously they did. But August 5th, they got a brand new album coming out called Dis Morta. I will put a picture of that album cover right in the thumbnail so you can check it out. And I'm hoping it's good, like 33 years. So different vocalist, Josh being the only remaining member of the original band, but I am looking forward to checking it out. Sometimes you get a gem, like for example, Possessed a few years back. I mean, what was that, 33 years before their newest album? And that one ended up being my album of the year. So you never know. So do check it out. This new album is, it's not produced. I think they do some self-production with this one, but it is mixed by Martin Furia, newest member of the band Destruction, and does a lot of his own production work too himself. So looking forward to checking that out. Released on Massacre Records August 5th. So there is another episode in the books of bands that I just really didn't know a lot about. So I will continue to showcase bands like that. And I mean the ones that have really stuck. And these guys have. I can't recommend these two albums enough. And hopefully that new one's awesome too. So hope you enjoyed that. Until next time, stay heavy.